Hello everybody and welcome back. So, the gracious Anna has yet again let me borrow one of her sabers to open up.
Stony!
Uh-oh.
You will not steal my sabers anymore.
Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another review of yet another Revan Saber. Yeah, I'm still buying from them because they're still amazing. They scared me for a bit there. They said they were about to maybe close shop, so we grabbed the last one on the shop, and thankfully they managed to salvage it and are still going strong. So if you have not grabbed yourself a Revan Saber yet, go do it. Holy shit!
This is sick.
It's so shiny. Gimme. Now, this lightsaber was picked up by my girlfriend Anna. Her first Revan Saber. Ooh, very, very exciting. And she had a few issues with it. So let's just get that up straight off the bat. All right. They have upgraded their blades since the last time that I bought from them. I believe this is one of the old ones. I don't know if you can actually see the differences. It's like, it used to be a lot clearer. Now it's a lot thicker. It's just straight white. And it's a lot thicker. It's a lot heavier than they used to be, like by a lot. I mean by a lot. Blade-wise, they've gone from like a light to medium dueling grade to like medium to heavy dueling grade. So they're not as heavy as like the Saberforge sabers, but they're like the second heaviest blades I think I've had. There are not NeoPixels. New blades are actually very nice. You know, the light is going all the way through very evenly, very nice. But with heavier blades, now come heavier sabers because they always, or most of the time, if not always, try and balance it in the right place to for use. So, for example, here, they got the balance just about right. But to do that, this thing has to be heavier. The saber up here is a lot, protruding a lot, and the pommel back here is weighted. So they've actually done a great job of trying to level it with the new blade. I personally prefer the older, lighter blades, though this will last me a lot longer with dueling. But yeah, it's a chonker to swing around. Now, Revan Sabers, like all of these here and some of the others, have been my favorite sabers to swing around because they're light and they're very nice to hold. Because these guys, they still do it now, of course. These are basically like, I describe their metal finishes as soft. Like, they sand this down to perfection. Nothing here causes any sort of uncomfortability or pain in your hands. However, for my girlfriend Anna, I don't know if you can see it, but this part's a lot thinner than up here, and this part's thicker, and there's no like indent or any sort of that. So her smaller hands get very tired from using something so heavy without any sort of support here. So Revan Sabers, if you're watching this, this is just a little like constructive criticism, just for future reference. If they're so heavy, you need something here nicer to hold. If you intend the sabers to be actually, you know, flowed with and spun. Of course, it's a nice dueling saber if you're just holding it for basic dueling, but any sort of one-handed stuff becomes very tiresome very quick. It's a beautiful little saber. Of course, it's Revan Sabers. Of course, it's beautiful. As always, the weathering is beautiful. They've like, I think, I don't know if it's called weathering or damaging. Weathering, I assume, because you can see all the lines of the edges here, like silvered as if it's been used for a very long time and gone through a lot. Got a few dents and scratches on it that are very well done. None of it sticks out like a sore thumb. It all blends together very, very nicely, as all of their sabers do. It has a nice little, like a matte black, I think I would say, on most of it. And then in some of the crevices here, you have the, it's like, I don't know, it's like, not iodized, like a coating, like a powder coating. I don't know if it actually is a powder coating, but it's like shinier than the rest of it. And it's like a nice little detail for an all black saber because it just has different levels of black. So it didn't show very well in the pictures, and I hope it shows well up in the video, but if it doesn't, it's just these little subtle details that really show the love they put into their craft. I think it's probably one of the simpler sabers I've had from them, at least in a while. I'm a sucker for simplicity, like Revan's. Funny enough, Revan's saber is like the simplest, coolest design in Star Wars, and Revan sabers make a lot of these. Like, it's not simple. Well, I mean, it is simple in the grand scheme of things. Like, you know, they also made this thing, and like in the grand scheme of things, it's a simple design. But even their simple designs, they add the grooves and details and accents of just awesomeness to these things that make them so unique. So, and it's still here, it's still alive, and they keep just growing. Cannot wait to get another one. Already saving up for another one. So, again, if you haven't gotten yourself a Revan Saber, please do. Especially if you collect lightsabers, you need a Revan in your collection. You do, you really do. Tell them Stoney sent you if you do. Always fun when people know where you're coming from. Side note, we figured out that a wonderful combination is Revan Sabers and Ripper blades. Unique hilt with unique blades. If you haven't gotten yourself a Ripper blade, go get yourself one. They're well worth it. If you want to check out my review for that, it's up here. But yeah. So overall, if this is the new direction Revan Sabers are going in, the sabers are going to keep getting more and more awesome. They're going to keep getting more and more beautiful. They're not my go-to flow sabers anymore, but they'd be great for dueling, and they're great display pieces. But if they're heavier, then it's like you got to be careful if you're going to do any flow with these, because hitting yourself in the head with something heavy like this is bad. It's very bad. So and for flow purposes, please be careful if you're getting a Revan Saber for that. All of that heavy stuff up here is literally just constructive criticism for them going forward. If they choose to take it, it's not a big deal, really. But of course, you can't get this saber. They're all one of a kind. This will never be made again exactly like it is. So the criticism I'm talking about is invalid. So why am I making this video? But of course, Revan Sabers make one-of-a-kind sabers. So all the criticism here is just constructive criticism for Revan Sabers themselves. So don't assume that all of them are super duper heavy, but just I think it's a fair assumption that they told me themselves like the blades are heavier, so they have to balance it a little bit more. Of course, the weight's going to be distributed differently for each saber. They might put more heaviness on the back on the next saber, and like so. This is literally just constructive criticism. Not all of their sabers are built like this. None of their other sabers are built like this. They're one of a kind. So, yeah. I still love Revan Sabers. I still love this saber, and I will proudly have this in my collection, even though, you know, it's technically Anna's. But even with a little bit of constructive criticism, these are still my go-to people. If you enjoyed this review, if you want to help support the channel, I've got a merch store with a lot of cool Star Wars clothing. The link will be in the description. I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, where I do a lot of flow and cool Star Wars pictures and stuff and stuff and stuff. You know, all that stuff. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.